Hey guys, welcome to Lachimolala Diaries, episode 12. Our topic for today is K-drama cliches. And today we have two amazing guests. One of them you guys already recognize because we've had Poorvaja in one of our previous episodes. So yes, welcome Poorvaja. And the other guest we have is Puja Talwar. And by the way, they both are journalists, heavily into K-dramas. And Pooja actually has a YouTube channel called Candid Confessions, where she discusses opas, namjas, and K dramas in general. So definitely check it out. We'll paste the link below. And yes, over to you, Chef. We'll go on with our first segment for today.
Okay, so guys, let's actually start with something fun. Basically, your favorite funny cliches, including a lot of the brand plugins that happen that have also become cliches now. We'll start with you, Pooja.
So this is how I began my journey with K-dramas, was Descendants of the Sun in 2016. So for Lani and for those 210 lipsticks, I have my little stash also. So you had Song Hye Kyo's character just before that lovely helicopter scene. She just dabs that lipstick and runs, and then he's called in for the war.
Yeah.
So I was just so taken in with it that since then till today, I actually only use these two-tone lipsticks. And then, of course, I know Poorvaja showed Subway, but Poorvaja, sorry, I also Subway, they said each time you have a drink, the many times they show Subway, we'll be drunk by the end of it. So even in K2, it was amazing. You have Ji Chang-wook's character who's in coma, but what is he thinking of him treating her to a Subway sandwich?
So cringe.
Similar. So, I mean, this is what the whole moment was, crash landing. She's a rich heiress, but where do they go for dinner? Subway.
Freaking Subway.
Goblin. I know. And a man is about to, end his life in Goblin. How do you ask him to stay? Like, heaven is a place on earth. Subway. So, I mean, since I was reading up, apparently the sales shot up post DOS. The brand placement, be it Lani, be it Subway, and Record of Youth, Park Bo-gum. Where does he make sandwiches? I mean, who had thought that humble Subway tuna whole wheat sandwich was such a big deal? Because I actually thought Korea had nothing, but then I realized they have a lot. But Subway is the go-to place.
Absolutely. Love it.
Very true. Poorvaja, what about you?
So, continuing from what Pooja said, it took me about 3 to 4 K-dramas to, notice a pattern as to how, they were plugging in brands. And it's something that I actually grew to like a lot in a lot of the shows that I see, except for the historical ones, of course. I like, seeing what makeup they're using or where they're eating because they are very recognizable places. In fact, in one of these shows, because this is my first life, the main lead in that is a writer for K-dramas and for Korean TV shows. And one of the first episode shows her very pissed off with an assignment she's given, and the assignment is to plug in as many brands as possible into the episode that she is helping write. So I like that K-dramas themselves make fun of this.
Yeah.
One more show, a recent show, I think, last year, a show that I saw was The King Eternal Monarch, and you can't escape brand or product placements even in the parallel universe, because Lee Min-ho literally comes from a parallel universe, and the show had about, I don't know, 12 to 13 brand plugins. And it was all sorts of things. It was not just food. So I think
like parallel universe, maybe same brand. Like even in the parallel universe, not the same brand.
It's here as well. Wow.
Futuristic brands as well. So I remember there was this one brand that they kept plugging in. I think it was a mask for one of these electronic masks for face rejuvenation or whatever. Yeah, there's a picture of her wearing it. And this was in the last episode of the show, I remember. Also, another K-drama thing, K-dramas finishing when the last episode will have the most product plugs. It'll be just, one after the other because
wrapping it up.
The show would have gotten amazing ratings. So yeah, that's there.
Nice. Love it. I just again picking it up from where what Poorvaja said, right? Like shows using brands and smartly plugging them in because even they know how cringe it is to always throw the sponsors. So one very smart plugin I found was in Love Struck in the City, Ji Chang-wook, where he was endorsing This plugin actually made me happy because it was an army plugin. It was a BTS plugin. So in two separate episodes, two separate occasions, Ji Chang was endorsing Jimin's cold brew Americano coffee and also Taeyang's later on. And let me share my screen and show you exactly. Yeah, this moment. This was Taeyang. So this made me, as an army, it made me really happy to see Jimin and Taeyong, and I was like, yeah. So this was a very smart and very funny plugin because he himself was like looking into the camera and saying, "Oh, plugin now. Okay, this is the part where I do this. Hey guys, have this coffee, right?" So it was hilarious and it was very cute. And going back to like a funny cliche in general, you know. Just a general one is like the whole iced Americano thing, right? Like how Koreans are obsessed with iced Americano. And if you guys, yeah, and if you guys are watching Vincenzo, the new Song Joong Ki show right now, that scene where this Italian mafia comes and he's like, "Oh, you're ordering an iced Americano. In Italy, it's known as sewage water or something." Whereas the actress looks back to the barista and she's like, "Whatever, I'll have an iced sewage water." It was poetry. Like I think I saw that screenshot or like a reel shared on Instagram, and I think that scene made me want to start watching the show because that's so funny. And another like general funny cliche is, you know how when the lead actors, when the lead actor and the second lead are always fighting with each other on who is the more macho man, and that can only be proved based on who can drink more or eat more spicy food. Right? Like if I drink more, I'm more manly than I'm manlier than you, and I deserve the girl more because I can drink more or eat spicy food. So this I found like
yeah, that way every Punjabi guy should get the girl in the end. Why is Jimmy Shergill not getting the girl in the end then?
Totally agree.
I know, right? Steph, what about you? What are your funny brand plugins and cliches?
So, I'll start with the fun ones. The stomach growling, be it like, while you're kissing, before you're kissing, or at any point when it's something romantic or something very serious. And it's more often than not the girl whose stomach starts sort of, grumbling and making that sound. And it's also something very relatable for me because I remember many years ago, I was at an interview and it was really quiet in that conference room and my stomach was grumbling.
Oh, no. Did you get the job?
I did.
Yay!
That's good.
I said, I'm really sorry. I just like had an early start, so I didn't have breakfast. So it's one of those things where, very Korean again, where you get up, you realize you're late and you're just running and haven't had. So that I really like because it normalizes. Huh?
The worst is when it happens for the kiss, you're just waiting for that moment. Also. No, you're scared and then the kiss happens. Finally.
Yeah, so that, I mean, it normalizes something very integral and like biological and physiological. So I like that because they've normalized it. So that I really like. It's a cliche that I like. Among the brand plugins, I think I really have noticed the coffee chain Dalcom, and I think Puja had an interesting anecdote about it. You want to tell about that, Puja? When I was telling you about the Dalcom connection, you had something to say.
Yeah, so Dalcom was so prominent in Dots, and then of course you had it in Goblin as well. So Singapore opened the first, Dalcom branch, and Dots was the cloy of that time, 2016. So Singapore just went totally hammer and tongs with the two-tone branding, and Dalcom opened. And rest assured, I arrived and my first Matha takeover was at Dalcom Coffee. Took pictures and they had Song Joong Ki and they had Gong Yu here. I was like, this is heaven. So the coffee was okay. Just happy in my Korean paradise.
Nice.
And then Coffee Bay, along with Dalcom is Coffee Bay. Park Min Young's character in Healer works at Coffee Bay. Cheese in the Trap, her character is working at Coffee Bay. So these are the two brands.
Yeah. The other one, and Shoots, if you want to go back to that picture, the one that I had shared, is, their portrayal of convenience stores. This is a screen grab from Love Alarm. So I actually went to Seoul just a week after watching Love Alarm, and I was staying at a Korean friend's place, and her place was right next to a CU convenience store. So it was just like very magical that way, and I think that's why I have good memories of that. So I liked how they seed in some of these things into it, which also creates it that kind of an image for people who want to go to Seoul eventually, and for them it's it's not like a set. It's real life location that is the set, and I think that really works as a very good cliche. So yeah, so that's that. From fun and funny cliches, let's come to some of the more annoying cliches of Korean dramas that we are really sick of and fed up of. Starting with you, Puja.
And I start with one thing that intrigued me. Everyone seemed to be getting a nosebleed. I would see dramas and there was a nosebleed. Oh, she got a nosebleed. So I was very intrigued. Why do they have nosebleeds? So I started doing research and they were like, it's just a way when people are stressed. I was like, yeah,
Yes.
even I am stressed, nosebleed nahi hota. Then somebody gave another explanation. It's because the weather is sometimes dry, cold, hot.
It's honestly, it's that because back in India, like I was born stressed. I was born an over worrier and over stressor.
I
But when
am
I was
that.
in India,
High five.
yeah, same. But when I was in India for like 24 years in a hot tropical country, I never had nosebleeds. But here, like the stress actually shows. So I get nosebleeds so often, it's scary.
Okay.
So it's definitely, I think it's a weather and like the climate,
Could be
like
because of
climatic thing.
nosebleeds, because
Cold
every
countries.
time the guy in the middle of something or the woman has got a nosebleed. And then also what Chef said, it's that tummy rumble before a kiss. And that gets to me. Firstly, the women don't respond to the kisses. If you see Ji Chang Wook in K2, he has been wasted. And they don't respond. Upar se the tummy grumbling, I was like, moment, as soon as it takes episode 8 to have your first kiss and then your tummy rumbles. And then, of course, one annoying cliche is
Like it
the
has
breakup that
to.
happens. I know some. And then the other annoying one is the breakup has to happen between episode 12 to episode 14.
Yes.
Whether it's
Oh my
Record of
God.
Youth, whether it was Do You Like Brahms, any show, episode
Any
12 to
show.
14 is that tension builds up the breakup, and you're like, now
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
So these are my three annoying ones. The news, but the tummy rumble kiss. I love popos in dramas, so
We
no
all do.
popos, no dramas.
I like that. No purpose, no drama.
No drama.
Teaser.
Teaser,
I
no
keep
purpose, no
asking
drama.
friends, are there any popos? He says no. I said not watching drama.
Not watching it. Cancel.
Miss Hang, I had that problem with Miss Hang. There's no popo.
Miss Han, please don't go there. That's one of my that's in my top 3 shows ever. Miss
Oh,
Han.
I need to see it.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
no kissing.
Yeah.
And that Shivan should have just had one popo.
Yeah.
Puja is like no kissing, no missing.
Totally.
Wow, Chef. Everyone's so glad. It was beautiful. Loved it.
Okay, then this is
No
embarrassing.
kissing, no missing. Oh.
Totally.
Poorvaja. Take it away, Poorvaja. Quickly.
I think I'm done with every lead couple in a K-drama knowing each other from 10 years ago. I think that's one cliche I'm done with. I think if there's a K-drama where the leads don't know each other from before, I'm genuinely surprised, and I think I like the show a bit more these days. I'm terrified that Vincenzo next will have some
Connection.
Italian and Korean childhood connection. I think every show I've started watching, I know that I have to expect this within the first 3 or 4 episodes. As in, I think that's a trope they should do away with. Childhood trauma, and they're united by childhood trauma. Her private life, what's wrong with Secretary K,
Healer.
Secret Garden.
Yeah,
Secret Garden.
So I love how at Secret Garden in particular, they actually don't show you till the last scene. But
Yeah.
even then, they made it happen. I think enough. Come on, we all know people from the time we were young. Enough. I think I'm done with that for now. It's
7 billion
okay,
people on this
meet us
planet.
adults.
Yet I know you from 20
Yeah,
I
years
know, yeah,
ago.
imagine.
It's totally
Nonsense.
okay to meet as adults and fall in love. I think K-drama should know that. It's fine.
It's
if you
like a
don't know each
Rajshri production.
Yeah.
other. Yeah, I'm done. That's one really annoying cliche. I think they should retire enough.
Yeah. For me, it is, those aggressive car U-turns lead actors make when they suddenly find out the girl is in trouble or something happens and they're like, yeah, U-turn. And most of these countries, like I know in Canada, U-turns are illegal. And I'm pretty sure in Korea also, like U-turns are illegal. You're not allowed to make U-turns. So like,
Those U-turns, yeah.
they just, speaking of illegal U-turns and illegal car etiquettes, driving etiquettes, it's funny how in Korea, people like these actors, these guys, they just park anywhere. Have you noticed? Like, oh, signal on hai, kahin par bhi they have to meet a girl, they will park there. And they just get out of the car. Cars are never being towed for illegal parking. Like, it's crazy. Like, I just started driving a few years ago and it bothers me so much because now, when you start noticing these things, how the hell is this guy parking like this? Just like, wherever he feels like he'll stop the car there and like get his coffee or whatever.
Yeah, and it's not true because again, this is my only sole visit. I know that my friend really had to pay a bomb because we were like in one of those central areas,
you would
and
think
she had
so,
to park
right?
the car there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's an annoying cliche. And I think Pooja mentioned this earlier, the very unsatisfying kisses when Ji Chang-wook is wasted. So I hate it when those, the fuck-all statue kisses where the actor is just like not kissing back. It's so cringe and annoying to watch. And yeah, as she rightly mentioned, Ji Chang-wook.
K2.
Yeah, K2. Like Ji Chang-wook being wasted in a bad kiss is like, it's like Imran Hashmi, not having a good kiss. Like, it's just like, मैंने इसी के लिए तो पैसे भरे हैं. I want, like,
I've heard a better comparison.
Yeah, this is my
fabulous comparison.
I want my money back.
Yeah, exactly.
You have no idea how many times I rewound that K2 scene in Spain, the last scene. The way he's kissing and she's like this. And then she sends that email, he kisses her with passion.
So annoying. Like, why waste him? Why waste each other?
But Shruti, I heard apparently they don't allow women to kiss back because it's not deemed proper. This is what someone told me. So that's why they don't respond. But a responsive kiss wasn't, it's okay to be not okay. You saw that hot kiss?
Yeah. Wait, in that case, Park Min-young should be jailed.
Don't put the men behind them.
He's amazing kisser.
Kissed all the men I like, man.
Also,
Park Min-young is a good kisser.
Yeah, but apart from unresponsive kisses, even hugs. Have you noticed how if there's
it's so annoying. Good one, yeah.
It's
the hugs are like so ew. Like no passion, no romance.
They just
put your arm around.
Nothing. They just stand.
Just for the sake of Park Min-young viewers, but basically what we meant to say was that she's a great kisser.
She's a great kisser.
People should take notes.
Anything. I love Park Min-young. What I meant is, if it's improper to kiss well for actresses like Park Min-young, like
if we had a wand for that.
She's an amazing kisser.
She would get the award.
Yeah. I just realized my mom watches these episodes, so I'm sorry, Mimi. She's watching my opinions.
Yeah, that's our new first world problem. Our families have started to watch this.
Damn it. And my last annoying cliche I'll finish with is the whole construct of very rich CEO actor, and the actress is like very poor, working part-time jobs, still wearing Dior clothes, but like still looking amazing, but very, very poor. Okay, 3 part-time jobs she has to work. Yeah. So I just hate that full dynamic of like the actor, like, freaking Park Seo-joon, all these actors. They're always rich and they're the CEOs of some company, and the actress has to be really poor, amazing looking, amazing clothes, but still very, very poor. So these are my annoying cliches. And Chef, which are
and not just CEOs, like they've inherited all that wealth, so they've not had to work hard for it. They're all chaebols.
Yeah.
So that's also so.
And have you seen the watches on display? Sorry, the watches on display.
Like as if it is actually a store for the watches, the way they've put it in that.
And the bag.
I know.
The first scene in Hide Jekyll and Me, actually, anything where Hyun Bin's rich is, you'll have all these scenes of him.
He's always a rich guy.
Yeah,
Hyun Bin is always a rich man.
I don't think you can make Hyun Bin look poor. Like he just wouldn't look poor. It's like Song Joong-ki, right? You can't make him actually, he was a poor guy in one of his movies.
The first one, where it's the doctor who gets wrongly implicated.
Yeah.
Young, he gets wrongly implicated. Yeah.
A nice
The
guy,
poor
nice
guy.
guy.
Nice guy. Oh, the
Nice
show,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very heartbreaking.
Like that. Sorry,
So
Shefali was saying something. Yeah.
taking a cue from the Chebol thing, memory loss, guys. Like, what's up with that? Like, why are we still doing memory loss? Why aren't we retiring that? Very, very annoying. I think the second most annoying thing for me is how they treat women as an object. So the hand grabbing, just dragging her along, from one place to the other. It's annoying, and it's just, guys, you really need to retire that now. I think it's problematic on so many levels as well.
Yeah.
The third one, which I think they in their minds are trying to just show you this is how a lot of things are, which is the Nurebang culture in offices, where a whole office goes drinking, and then the Nurebang night is happening, and while it's karaoke, but I have never been able to the only time I've enjoyed the Nurebang thing is in One Spring Night, because you don't have people sleazy slime balls trying to touch and feel the women employees there. So I think that is something that they really should retire now, so that they give something more progressive to people to kind of take back home. So these are some of the annoying cliches. From annoying to comforting, what are some of the comforting cliches that we all really like, Pooja?
The back hugs, which I find are very sweet. You had in Crash Landing also when he sees her after a long time, the back hug. So you have in Cheese in the Trap, you have in Healer. Those back hugs, I find them very comforting. And then the Ajuma or the Ajusi, that, either the good boy meets or the girl meets. It's very sweet. And sometimes the Ajusi does develop feelings also for the young girl, but, she looks up at him like, it has happened, a slightly older man. So that is very sweet. And of course, anything, Ramyun for any malady. Like Ramyun can cure anything from a heartbreak to anything. So that's like food for comfort. But yeah, those back hugs are very sweet. And another one is go to Jeju. Everything is solved there. Go to Jeju. It's just take that flight of fancy to Jeju. Everything is solved there. Whether it was in Lie to Me, Queen of the Game, and then of course you had Love Struck in the City also, that Jeju
Boys Over Flowers.
Boys Over Flowers.
Hello, Something in the Rain. It ends in Jeju.
Something in the Rain. So going to
I
Jeju,
thought first, same with Poorvaja, we first go to Boys Over Flowers.
Boys Over Flowers.
Once it didn't.
I know, boys.
Like you start your day there and you end your day there.
I mean, that go to Jeju. I mean, kuch bhi hai, ramen kha lo ya go to Jeju. Everything is solved. So quite like Lie to Me also, that lovely kiss scene that happens at the end in Jeju also. So Jeju, it's like when she's angry Jeju, when he's upset Jeju, accidents, love, makeup, breakup, everything happens in Jeju. But it's like that comfort place, and of course those back hugs are very sweet.
Poorvaja?
Okay, this might come across as a bit creepy, but I think the shows that I've seen so far have handled it really sweetly. So there's always one scene in every show where the leads, look at each other when the other one's sleeping. I find that really cute because a lot of shows do it so well. From the top of my head, there's a scene in Startup which I really liked. So, Susie's confused between Dosan and, Good Boy, and she hasn't really been to think about it yet, but, her friend says, you'll have this one aha moment, one day, and you'll know who you're in love with. And her aha moment happens when Dosan is sleeping, next to her on a beanbag. And that whole scene was done so cutely. I really like that. And even Vincenzo last week had this scene where they have like a whole lot of alcohol and pass out, and both of them take turns in looking at each other, and it was
I haven't reached that episode yet, but now I'm so excited.
I haven't either. I haven't.
Neither have I.
No, it's fine.
It's okay. Now I'm looking forward to it.
Has the popo happened?
Has a
No,
popo happened?
No spoilers.
Not yet. It's a 20 episode show and we're just at 10 episodes now.
Yeah, halfway through.
No kissing.
But it was so, even in Vincenzo, it was so nicely done. I think every K-drama has a scene like this, and it's something that they do really well. So I know it's coming, and it's a super comforting cliche for me.
Nice, love it.
It happens actually all the time. Even in Healer, there's a scene when they're sleeping together.
Yeah,
it's
it's
Healer
perfect.
airs, guys. Kim Woo Bin.
Kim Woo Bin sees her, outside the convenience store. Yeah, all of that.
Love it.
They get that right. That scene always.
Yeah. So for me, my most comforting, I just have two cliches to talk about. First ones are the piggyback rides. I love them. They make me so happy. Yeah, and I am like a tall, not heavy, but like I'm on the heavier whatever side, and I'm tall. So I always feel like, please, I need a guy who's at least twice my size to be able to carry me and just like walk me around when my heels hurt, and it's so cute.
Limino.
Yeah, Imino, man, I'll climb that guy.
Yeah, well, he's in your city right now, so maybe try your luck.
Imino, if you are watching this, call me.
Call me.
Like he's in Vancouver.
Piggyback me.
Namju Yuk also will work for you. Namju Yuk also, he's also tall.
Yeah, so it's so comforting, and I don't think I will ever have that because I think I'm too tall for it, but it's very cute and very comforting. And the other cliche that I like is, of course, the ramyeon cooking, like friends gathering, couples gathering, ramyeon cooking, especially on rooftops. And now ramyeon is like part of my everyday food, everyday grocery. Like I will always pick it up. But yeah, it's very comforting to just friends, hanging out and just sharing their sadness over ramyeon, especially on rooftops. Like it's just, I love every food related rooftop terrace scene. Makes me so happy.
Chilled beer.
Yeah. And exactly, yeah, big too. Chef, what about you?
So the whole piggybacking thing, I actually discovered it back home, like in the north, at least in the Punjabi section. There is this concept called khand ki bori, which is, people have this like sack, which is like a sugar sack, and they keep it like, they basically carry it, and that's like a laborious process. But when we were kids, we used to actually say that, like how they say, like just give me a piggyback ride. We would just say khand ki bori. And that means that the older brother or whoever it is, even your mother
or the granny uncle,
yeah, they will just like carry you like this. And so this like reminds me of that also, the whole khand ki bori thing. So yeah, piggyback rides are quite like, the things that I find comforting, one thing which is very technical is they have these captions that explain terms to you. Like you've had that in it's okay, that's love, because there's a lot of scientific terms that they use. You've had that is in it's okay to not be okay. You've had that very recently in startup. You've had that in doctors, because again, terms, and it's not just medical terms. In Vincenzo we've had that. They explain what a conciliar is. And like, I love you guys for making sure that everybody understands what we're talking about. So that's a very comforting thing, because you don't find like a lot of other countries or regions that do content, they also talk about different worlds, right? Nobody thinks about this. I think it's something that's very thoughtful also of them, that what if somebody doesn't know this term, however basic it might be. So that is something that I find very nice and comforting. So guys, keep at it. We love you for that. And I think my most favorite comforting cliche or a pattern or a trope in a K-drama is a young guy falling for an older woman.
Is there any reason why you like that? Who are you
finding? Yes, of course, because that means that there's hope for Jungkook to fall for either of us.
Okay, Park Hae-jin, it's okay.
Yes, see, everybody can hope, right? Like,
Jungkook.
Temperature of love.
Puja, I'm gunning for you and Park Hae-jin. I'm gunning for you and Park Hae-jin.
Me and Jungkook,
please, can you gun for us also? Like, this is like she's holding that bouquet, flower bouquet. Who will get it?
I know. All the Park boys. I have the flowers here.
Isn't it pretty?
Oh, nice.
Boys.
Yeah, it just gives us hope, right? Like for all of us with gray hair, it just gives us hope that maybe a 23-year-old
with the first and last name Jungkook.
I'm the Ajuma who will get the Ajuma role.
Okay, my husband is on the other side. He just came out saying what?
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Okay.
And I think we discussed this. The most comforting part of a K-drama also for me as a whole there have been very little K-dramas that have deviated from like the K-drama format, if you know what I mean. You know that there's going to be a breakup like in episode 11 or 12, and you know they're going to get back together in episode 16. I think that's what I think comforts me the most. The fact that I know, okay, this is going to happen.
Happy ending.
I
Yeah.
think
but the open ends happen then sometimes.
Yeah, so okay, spoiler alert. So one show that this did not happen was Record of Youth, and I got so angry. I think I'm still angry actually.
I had an alternate ending planned. I had an alternate ending planned.
I have an alternate ending in my head for it.
Keep it for the next show, guys.
Yeah, next episode.
The Record of Youth, I remember everyone waited. Similarly, Startup, you know, him coming back.
Even Love Struck in the City.
Yeah.
Love Struck in the City. I was very heartbroken for the second couple who just broke up, and we never heard about them.
They were so
It was
sweet.
like, yeah.
Yeah, so episode 12, rest assured there will be a breakup, and then they'll meet. Of course, then the amnesia happens. Either he's in hospital, you know, something will happen, or they run to Jeju to find her. All that happens. And have you noticed another thing when they drink? So when there is an older man and a younger man, you know, when the Arjusi and the boy, the drink is like, I like it's polite, you know, when the
like
turn around,
they're more like their culture, etiquette, Oh man, this
talking about cliches. Have you noticed the beauty transformation that happens? Whether it was since she was pretty, birth of a beauty, my ID is Gagnam, the whole transformation. Oh, my Venus. That's also another thing. This obsession with beauty is also that remains. Oh, you're looking a little fat, aren't you? Then the face masks happen. So all that is that has to be there.
All that can retire safely now, I think.
And then you said, no, but the poor girl, she will be poor, but she has the best cosmetic brands. Susie's character in Startup is using Lancome, SK2, everything. I was like, paise kahan se aaye yaar?
And she only carries and wears Dior,
And in Hindi films, it's like the gaon ki ladki had nail polish on and you wondered. So here you have your beauty intact.
Very true.
Anyway, guys,
my stomach is growling now. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to cook ramen. But thank you so much. This was a great discussion. And I think we just let out all our annoyance about
all the frustration and all the things that we like. I think it was just...
and also that have bothered us for such a long time. So hopefully you guys can watch this and relate with us. So again, thank you so much for joining us for episode 12 of Lachimolala Diaries, guys. We loved having you guys and this was a lot of fun.
And remember, no kissing, no missing.
No kissing, no missing.
Popos are a must and they have to have the popos early. Episode 8 for a peck and women, come on, respond. It makes it fun. And hug, even in crash landing, standing there.
Reply 2021.
I know, I said, pakado, aise pakado, and you're like, you don't understand. Healer, nice kiss, Park Min Young, yes, the last kiss. It's a beautiful feeling, and I'm like,
Anyway, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe below, and let us know which other topics you guys
want. And
to
Shruti and Seth, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. I mean, you are the only K-drama fans. Let me say that, and I'm happy I met Poorvaja too, because the new converts need to go beyond Netflix, ladies. I mean, watch us.
No pinpointing on other podcasts, but thank you.
No, honestly, I mean, honestly, I don't mean it because I'm on it, but honestly, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
We love
K-drama fans, as I say.
Well, actually, you're more of an OG than even us because I think you got into it much before we did as well. So and that's always great, right? Because there's just so much to learn about the.
I'm learning from you. I'm learning from you guys all the time. So...
I'm learning from them.
Thank you. Means a lot to us. Anything you want to say, Chef, before we sign off? The usual.
Bye.
No, they do bye like this. Why do they always do buy like this?
Yeah. That's another one.
Cliche pe cliche, para cliche.
Cliche ke do aage cliche.
Cut. No cut.
Okay.
Bye, guys. Bye.